Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's Matty D with collegebasketballytest.com. Happy St. Patrick's Day, and whether you're watching this on St. Patrick's Day or the days leading up to or the hours leading up to filling out your bracket, I'm rocking the green. Shout out to Lawrence, Kansas for its parade. And I'm rocking the green shoelaces on my Steph Curry's, one of the all-time college basketball legends, of course. But I'm looking to squeeze the orange for as much luck of the Irish as I can get and put in my quarter Irish heritage to work on the Thursday picks for the March Madness. I just filled out my bracket. I'll get to that later on, but let's look at some picks for Thursday. If you've been following any of my picks over the course of the season, you know that I am slightly over 500. Link in the description to see my full season record. But although I have just teetered just above 500, I've been absolutely killing it with teams that are 2 to 3 possession underdogs. And as I look at Thursday's action, that is the theme that is jumping out to me. So let's get right into the picks. I'm going to lead with some of my favorites for Thursday's action in the men's NCAA men's basketball tournament. McNeese State, 7.5 points they're getting against Clemson. That is the first underdog that I absolutely love. I don't know if they'll win the game. There will be a threat to win the game. Coach Will Wade obviously has a great program that he's building there. Clemson, they don't blow a lot of teams out. They are big, and I think that they're actually a pick as a Final Four. But just 7.5 seems too much for an early contest there in the goings on for Thursday. Arkansas getting 4.5 from Kansas. That's one of the favorites. That's one of the underdogs that I do like. But one of my favorite sleeper picks, underdog futures altogether for the entire tourney, are playing Thursday midday. Two of those picks. One is Yale. I love them at 1,000-1 or some ridiculous odds just to be in the race to win the entire tournament. That is a pick that if they make it to the Sweet 16, which I think actually could be reasonable, that could be a pick that you can leverage later on. So take a look at that. Again, link in the description to see my top 5 future value picks for underdogs in March Madness. Drake is one of them, and Yale is one of them. Drake is getting 6.5 at this point. Missouri also actually an underrated team. So I see a fascinating collection on Thursday of 3 games actually that are pitting some of my favorite underdogs in the entire nation. That's McNeese against Clemson, Yale against Texas A&M, and then Drake against Missouri. Those 6 teams, I would not be surprised to hear one of those 6 teams in the Elite 8 with a lot of momentum behind them. These are underrated teams. Taking a look at some of the other picks for Thursday's action, I like BYU and Michigan, although I'm not going to mess around with the points as they are slight favorites. I'm just going to go ahead and pay the toll on the money line for those. And some of the other picks I like, some of the few chalky picks that I like, favorites to actually cover the spread. I like St. John's to do that, and I also like, actually there are no other favorites that I like to cover the spread in convincing fashion. A favorite that is going to be troublesome is Texas Tech. They are nursing 2 major injuries in their rotational players. So I would take a look at the injury tracker that I have, link in the description. Injury tracker for the most important injuries across college basketball. Texas Tech has 2 of them. So I don't feel super comfortable at this moment laying the 15.5 points. And something interesting that I see about the Western region should be relabeled as the Midwestern region. Have 3 teams, Kansas, Missouri, and Drake, who are all loaded with Kansas City area storylines, Kansas City area stars from high school. Missouri has 2 players from the Kansas City area that are recent transfers that are helping with a resurgence for that team. KU has some homegrown talent from the Lawrence and the Kansas City area. And then, of course, if you look at Drake, they had won the Division II title at Northwest Missouri State, and now they have a nucleus of Kansas City area kids who are playing for Drake, formerly at a Division II school, now ironically playing in the West, where that little cluster of teams can all meet up Missouri or Drake playing against KU. Everyone's talking about kind of the cluster of great coaches, Calipari, Pitino, and Bill Self, but don't be surprised if Drake or Missouri instead kind of leapfrogs some of those teams and makes noise. But those are some of the picks that I like for Thursday. Stay tuned to see what picks I like for Friday, and continue enjoying your St. Patrick's Day and also your March Madness week. Thanks for watching.